Fuck, I messed it up already. Time for some history about Japan. In 2011, there was a massive earthquake known as the Tōhoku earthquake and tsunami. I'm not joking. There was both an earthquake and tsunami. It was off the Pacific coast of Tōhoku, and what is it? Wait a minute. Fuck, I forgot. On March 11th, it occurred at 1446 JST. Don't know what the fuck that means. On March 11th, the magnitude was a 9.0 and a 9.1 on the Richter scale. I'm not joking. Undersea megathrust earthquake had an epicenter east of the Ashika Peninsula of Tōhoku. It is often referred in Japan as the Great East, as the quote-unquote Great East Japan earthquake. And it is also known as the 2011 Tōhoku earthquake, the Great Sendai earthquake, the Great Tōhoku earthquake, and the Great Earthquake of March 11th. Yes, it goes by many names of that. It was the most powerful earthquake recorded in Japan, the most powerful earthquake. And this is the fourth. I don't know what the other three ones, but this is the fourth. I'm pretty sure the first one was massive. But yeah, it was the fourth most powerful earthquake in the world since modern recording keeping began in 1900. The earthquake triggered a powerful tsunami waves that may have reached heights up to, you won't believe this, 40.5 meters. If you don't know what that means, 133 feet. Yes, that was the... Oh boy, that is the tallest tsunami. In Mayako, in Tōhoku, Liwet Prefecture, in which, in the Sendai area, traveled to, is in the hundreds. It's not 500, it's not 600, 700 kilometers per hour. Or 435 miles per hour. And up to 10 kilometers, 6 miles, inland. Residents of Sendai only had 8 to 10 minutes, yes, very little time, and only 8 to 10 minutes of warning, and more than 100 evacuation sites were washed away. The tsunami swept the Japanese mainland and killed over... It's in the 1,000s. It's not 1,000. It's not 2,000. 15,000 people, mainly through drowning. Through blunt trauma, also caused many deaths. The latest report of the Japanese National Police Agency report confirms 899,000 deaths, 6,157 injured, and 200. I keep on saying 100. 2,529 people missing across 20 prefectures, and a report from 2015 indicated 228,863 people were still living away in their home in either temporary housing or due to a permanent relocation. The tsunami caused nuclear accidents primarily to the level 7 meltdowns. That is major. Three reactors in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant complex and is associated evacuations zones affecting hundreds of thousands of residents. Many electrical generators ran out of fuel, loss The loss of electrical power halted cooling systems, causing heat to build up. The heat buildup caused the generation of hydrogen gas without ventilation. The gas accumulated within the reactor containment structures and eventually, guess what happened? It eventually exploded. Yeah, it exploded. Residents within a 20-kilometer or 12-mile radius of the Fukushima Daiichi. I'm just gonna call it FDNPP for short. And of the FDNPP, and at a 10-kilometer, 6.2-mile radius of the FDNPP were evacuated. Early estimates placed insured losses of the earthquake alone at US $14.5 to $34.6 billion. The Bank of Japan offered 15 trillion yen in US currency. It's 183 billion to the banking system on 14th of March. In an effort to normalize market conditions, and the World Bank's estimated economic cost was U.S. currency $235 billion, making the costliest natural disaster in history. According to a 2020 study, of course, 2020, the earthquake and its aftermath resulted in a 0.47 percentage of point decline in Japan's real GDP growth. Don't know what that means. In a year following of the disaster. Oh, and I forgot to mention. Guess what the Great Tōhoku earthquake did? The earthquake moved Honshu, the main island of Japan. You know, that big slanted thing. The earthquake moved, or shifted, 2.4 meters, or 8 feet, east. Shifted the earth on its axis by estimate between 10 centimeters, 4 inches, and 25 centimeters, or 10 inches. Increased the Earth's rotational speed by 1.8 milliseconds a day. And generated an infrasound waves detected by perturbations of the Pacific coast by up to roughly a meter. But after 3 years, the coast rose back and kept on rising to exceed its original height. I should drink more water. But aside from that, I can't believe a fucking earthquake from Japan, from the Pacific, shifted the main island of Japan 8 feet east and shifted the Earth's axis by 10 and 25 centimeters and increased the Earth's rotational speed by 1.8 milliseconds per day. Holy shit. Wow. I can't believe I just read that. Yes, I'm reading something. My fucking God. For those who live in Japan, for those who were born in Japan and from 2011 who suffered from this and survived this, I'm so sorry. And for those who didn't know, the Earth did shift on its axis and increase the rotational speed and shifted the main island of Japan. Well, fuck. Well, now you know why 24 hours is a whole day. Wow. I get that earthquakes are extremely deadly. Like there are small ones and huge, massive ones, like the Tōhoku earthquake, and tsunami, like from little tsunamis that could, like, I don't know, push over a car, from a massive wave that could push or shift the main island of Japan. Yeah. And for those who don't know how tsunamis are created, it's usually created by three things: earthquakes, tectonic plates shifting, and explosions. Yep, that. Oh boy. And I never been in a tsunami or an earthquake, so I don't know how to survive one. But again, for the people who live in Japanese and were there since 2011, you now learned something. You now learn why Hansho is so far away from China. And I feel very bad for the people from 2011 in Japan that survived this. I can't imagine how horrifying it would be just watching a giant earthquake and tsunami just crushing and buildings and drowning millions, thousands. I never throughout my years from 2006, yes, I was born in 2006. For my years in 2006 to here, 2021, I've never been in a natural disaster. Never. Nothing. No tornado, no tsunami, no hurricane, no earthquake, no disasters. I can't imagine how horrifying it would be to be in the middle of any disaster that would cause an entire island, especially Japan, because Japan's a big place, a big island. Yeah, I can't imagine how scary or horrifying it would be to see a tsunami. Just imagine an earthquake able to shift, like I don't know, Asia and America away from each other, or to each other. Imagine that. That would be horrifying and devastating and deadly. My God. I kind of wish that there weren't any tectonic plates, but the Earth does need tectonic plates for the continents to shift, because back in the 6 million years ago, there was this thing called Pangea, and there's this other, and then there were others like Romania and some other, and I can't pronounce. No, in Romania is a place. Fuck. It started with an R and an O. It was Rose something, but But yeah, now you know why. Now you know why we have our main continents, because the tectonic plates shifted us apart, or shifted the continents apart. But yeah. But just imagine a giant ass earthquake or tsunami able to move Asia and America together or away from each other. That would be devastating and horrifying. Holy shit. Well, there's some today's history lesson about Japan. I'm scared.